In this video, I am going to show you the best fundamentals of organizational change management, which is referred to as OCM, as well as the best change management practices to increase your success. The best way to understand and apply the fundamentals of change management is using this repeatable, scalable, and flexible change management methodology that I am sharing on my screen. This methodology presents the fundamentals of change management in 4 phases, starting with the assess phase. The assess phase is where you conduct your various rounds of change management assessments. At the start of every project, we also have the change management discovery and mobilization, where you and any other member of the change management team will need to ramp up on the project. That involves meeting with project leads and aligning on project scope, objectives, and also timeline. It also includes doing discovery sessions to understand the business drivers behind the project, the project context, as well as understanding early stakeholder perspective. You also want to conduct your respective change risk and resistance assessments to understand where resistance is most likely to surface. You also want to conduct your stakeholders and change impacts assessments, basically mapping out who is impacted, at what level, and in what way. This includes not only end users, but also leadership. And you also want to ensure you are not missing any impacted external stakeholder like customers or vendors. Impact analysis helps you to prioritize where the most effort is needed and sets the foundation for tailored engagement and training. You also want to conduct your readiness and change saturation assessment. A lot of times when I do organizational change management and I am coaching new as well as experienced change managers, one of the things I normally have to educate them on is the value of conducting a readiness and change saturation. So this is something for you to keep in mind. Assessing how prepared the impacted users and the organization is for change, both in terms of skill set and mindset, really goes a long way. You also want to evaluate whether impacted users are already dealing with multiple major changes at the same time, which normally leads to change fatigue. Understanding all of these findings that will come out of your change assessment allows you to shape the intensity of your change management activities. Another key assessment you will want to do as part of the assess phase is enablement needs assessment. This is where you identify what specific support, champions, impacted users, and leaders will need to be successful. This might include communication needs assessments, coaching needs assessment, which leaders will need coaching, which targeted audiences will need communications, when will they need communications, and what type of communications would they need. All of this information you identify by doing an enablement needs assessment. Something else that is very important is adoption baseline. You want to ensure you establish a starting point for measuring success. This could include what is the current usage level of a system or of a process, or what is the current awareness of the initiative. You could also do a baseline survey to identify how ready people are for the change. By knowing where you are starting from, you can measure progress and demonstrate tangible improvements later. During the develop phase is when you put together your change management strategies and also your detailed change management plans. Your change management strategy just states what you will be doing, and your change management plans are the step by step outline of how you will achieve your change management strategies. Something else that you also want to do during the develop phase is roll out a change management roadmap. And for all of these different deliverables that you will need to deliver, we are providing you with free templates with over 100 free templates that includes a standardized change management strategic playbook. It includes standardized communications plan, training plan, engagement plan, stakeholder management plans, and all of the different templates that you will need to execute the right change management for your organization. Many years after Steve Jobs retired from Apple and Tim Cook became CEO, I was hired as a change management consultant to establish Apple's first ever business to business change management practice from scratch. The organizational change management fundamental training that I am providing to you today is the same one that has allowed me to increase change management successes across Apple, Gap, Cisco, Intel, Microsoft, Goldman Sachs, Yale Health University, HSBC, and other organizations. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced change management practitioner, or a project, program, or transformation lead who is responsible for guiding their organization through change, this session will give you a solid foundation. Now, let us move on to the implement phase. During the implement phase of an effective change management fundamental process is when you implement your change management plans and also change management strategies. So, for example, delivering awareness communications, go live countdowns, and also get ready communications to get the organization ready for go live. Also, kicking off the Change Champion Network and supporting and enabling change champions are things you also want to consider doing. Something else that is important for you to deliver during the implement phase is enabling and supporting your sponsors as well as your leadership. Something else is enabling impacted users. So you want to provide users with training, guides, FAQs, and ensure that you support them to successfully adopt the change. You also want to manage resistance as well as identified risk, and then get the organization ready for go live. In some cases, the project team will solicit your help to support them with UAT. That can include sending out the UAT kickoff invite, scheduling that UAT kickoff, and also helping to facilitate the UAT session. In addition, during the implement phase, you want to track change adoption as well as share insights with key stakeholders. One important thing to keep in mind with today's change management fundamental training is this: flexibility, meaning that you should feel comfortable moving things around. Just because something is under a different change management phase does not mean it cannot be started early or later. For example, based on your initial round of change management assessments, you might find out that you need to send out awareness communications ASAP, as soon as possible, in which case you shouldn't wait until the implement phase to send out these communications. Before we go on, if you are into change management, do give this video a like or subscribe to our growing community of people who love organizational change management as much as you do. So, for our change management fundamental training, the final phase of an effective change management approach is the normalize phase. During the normalize phase, you want to send out go live communications as well as post go live and status update communications to keep impacted users engaged. You also want to provide users with continuous access to help and learning resources. We also recommend that you conduct support calls and office hours to address immediate needs. You also want to continuously gather feedback from change champions, from impacted users, and improving your change management approach and also strategies. You also want to implement reinforcement activities that include recognitions, celebrations, as well as also incentives. One way in which I have been able to help reinforce new behaviors across a wide range of organizations as a change management consultant is to engage with leaders and have them send out communications to the broader organization and recognizing individuals that have gone far and beyond in adopting a change. This is something you also can implement as you roll out change management for your organization. Adoption and value realization tracking is another key aspect of effective change management during the normalized phase. Here, you are tracking the level of adoption, and that could mean cost savings, compliance, improved efficiency. At the end of the day, it's all about the business outcomes. So you are not just tracking how people are adopting the new processes or the new system or the new technology, or if it's an M&A, a post M&A integration, how people are doing with that. You are not just limiting your change management adoption tracking to that. No, you also want to identify how the impacted users, their changes in behavior is helping the organization achieve its business outcomes. Okay. And then at the end, you have the change management transition and also handover. So at the end of every project, program, or transformation, the change management resource needs to transfer their responsibility to a business as usual stakeholder. This ensures that support, training, and measurement are sustained after the project team has been disbanded. The goal is to embed organizational change management into ongoing operations so that adoption continues to grow long term. This is an important aspect for you to understand as part of today's change management fundamental training. So, here was a question for you. What are key principles of organizational change management? Don't worry, I will tell you. Principles of change management fundamentals rest on several key principles. Here is one: leadership and sponsorship are critical. So, change starts at the top, and leaders have to model desired behaviors as well as actively sponsor initiatives. We also need leaders to communicate consistently. Employees look up to leaders during a time of change for direction. Another key principle is this: communication must be clear and ongoing. It should be tailored to your different audiences. One size does not fit all. It should also be delivered through trusted channels and repeated throughout the project. Another key principle of effective change management fundamentals is training and enablement build confidence. So when you support people with training, you provide them with guides and FAQs, it really goes a long way to increasing adoption. Another key principle is resistance is natural and manageable. When you run into resistance, it's not failure, it is feedback. By listening to concerns, addressing risk, and engaging with groups that are resisting, you can take opposition and translate that or convert that into support. As a change management consultant, I have run into a wide range of resistance, active and also passive. And every time by applying best change management practices, I've been able to take that resistance and convert that into buy-in and support to help increase change adoption. Another key principle is this: reinforcement ensures sustainability. What exactly does this mean? Well, without reinforcement, people often revert back to their old habits. And so recognition, celebration, and ongoing support locks in adoption and drives long term value. To put all of these change management fundamentals into practice, we recommend that you apply this four-phase scalable change management framework. Organizational change management is no longer optional. It is now a main competency for delivering successful transformations. By investing in your organizational change management fundamentals training, you will gain the skill set and the methodology to reduce resistance, drive adoption, and deliver real business outcomes. To continue building your change management fundamental skills, I encourage you to enroll in the free organizational change management training program provided by OCM Solution. See the link below. And if you need hands on change management coaching directly, or if you need a senior change management consultant to support you and your organization, reach out to me. See the link below. And don't forget to like this video, as that really lets us know you got value from it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more content like this one.